This is Robert Kraft, and we're coming to you live on SNNLive, and we're here at the LD Micro Invitational 2018 in Bel Air, California. With me right now is Will McAndrew from Amazing Energy Oil and Gas Company, publicly traded company. The symbol is AMAZ. Will, welcome to SNNLive.
Thank you, Robert. Appreciate being here again.
It's great having you on. So, for our audience, let's get an overview of the company.
Well, we're an oil and gas exploration and production company. We have a big property in Pecos County. It's the rights within 70,000 acres, 100 square miles. And we're in the process of drilling, recompleting, reworking wells, and bringing joint venture partners to the table and adding barrels month over month, quarter over quarter.
Now, we had you back on the program in December 2017. Can you give us an update since then?
There have been so many wonderful things. You might say it was truly amazing that have been happening since that time. We announced we closed capital in December. We had a plan that we were going to start drilling and reworking wells and starting a science effort to really understand what we have. And we've accomplished every one of those goals. All the 6 things that we said we were going to do, we did 16 things. So we've been out, we've been reworking wells. Production has gone from 15 to 30 to 50 to 75 to 100 BOE per day. We're adding to that now as we speak. We've drilled 2 wells. One of them was just a little 2,000-foot formation, and we tried a 2-stage vertical frac. I know that's not a very big deal, but it's the first time the company's done it, and we had tremendous results on that. $250,000 spent for a well that flowed and tested out at 120 barrels of oil and gas per day. And so that was flowing. So that was tremendous results on that. And that was a new design that we had put together. And the next thing we did is we drilled to 4,000 feet. And there we went in and we did 26 sets of sidewall drill cores with Halliburton. We sent that rock over to Scow and Midland, and they dissected those rocks in Petri dishes, is like what they do, and came back with that information. And then Halliburton put together in their latest technologies a logging technique called Rock Vision, which includes all the core analysis, the mud logs, all the testing and data in the course of drilling the well, and put that together on one report, like a montage, if you will. And it's beautiful. It's loaded with oil and gas. We've got 7 different distinct pay zones from 4,000 feet to surface. And one of the most amazing discoveries on that was that we have a big, huge, beautiful, thick, 600-foot thick St. Andrews Formation with about a 170-foot thick sweet spot. And while that's important because you have other companies like Kinder Morgan, Ring Energy, Jagged Peak that are all drilling horizontal St. Andrews wells, and we're not talking about spending a lot of money. $1.2 million, drill down about 1,900 feet, make a turn over 300 feet, and go 2,500 foot horizontal for $1.2 million, getting 400, 500, 600 barrels of oil per day. Tremendous returns, whether oil's 40 or 68, whatever the case may be. And so we now know we have it. And we've got a group that we're talking to that would like to come out and drill a horizontal well and carry us on those wells. But that's what we do as a company. We've got great lease terms, $200 an acre forever, as long as we meet 2 requirements. And so we have the leases. We've got the low-hanging fruit, the singles and doubles that we're executing on. Now we've got some groups based upon science work that we did for maybe some doubles and a triple. And if they get out there and hit some of those, then, that's just wonderful for us. And then we're getting ready to take that well from 4,000 feet to 10,000 feet. And we're going to do the same thing again, do the science. And we believe, as what historically has been in the area, that we have Wolfcamp, Devonian, Ellenberger, Glorietta, Strawn, possibly Woodford Shell. Those are all the drivers of the rest of the Permian Basin, the largest oil field in the United States and one of the largest oil fields in the world. And we know we have it. We know it's there. Now we're just going to prove it's there, and then we'll take that science with our lease terms and get somebody else to come drill some wells out there and carry us for those.
So you alluded to this already a little bit in your answer just now, and we've seen the price of oil kind of start to have a little bit more of an uptick since that December time period. Does that really have an effect on your operations? Or are you able to produce oil at such a low mark that for you don't really pay attention every day?
Well, obviously anybody would like to have somebody pay you more for your product. But at the same time, when oil's at 40, service or your vendor prices reflect that $40. If it goes to 30, they go down. If it goes to 50, they go up. It takes about 6 months either way for it to catch up. But what's really just one of the more remarkable things with Amazing is that we have just that $200 an acre. And right now we're only, as a company, going over after the low-hanging fruit, which to get that 2,000-foot well to produce oil, it takes about $10 a barrel. And then with our finding costs, our lifting, what they call lifting costs at $10, and our acquisition costs, we're pretty much break even around $20 a barrel. Now, obviously, we'd rather somebody pay us 60, 70, but it's okay. I mean, if we're only getting paid 30, we're still making a little bit of money, which I don't know of too many companies out there that can say that.
So, for those who may not have seen our last interview or any of our past interviews, what's your background? How did you get into all this?
Well, for 4 generations in a row, my family have worked in the oil and gas business. All at Exxon, Esso, Humble, just one of their entities. And I started at 16 with Hercules Oil Drilling Company. My godfather got me the job on that one. But really, it's what we do. I mean, we're in Louisiana, and you work for the industry or somebody else works for the industry. I mean, I support. And there's so much activity going on everywhere right now, especially like in the Permian, that it's drawing people that historically have been in the business to Texas and into the Pecos County and the Permian Basin. Right now, about 60% of the rigs in the United States are drilling in the Permian Basin. 30% of the rigs in the world are drilling in the Permian Basin.
Why?
Because it's so prolific and it's so big, and they call it the Saudi Arabia of America.
Right.
So it's there, and it's this resource rock, and it's really one of the things that we believe we're moving toward, which is already happening in lots of other areas of the Permian Basin, is that you're not exploring anymore. It's a manufacturing process. You drill here, you drill here, you drill here, you drill here. They're laterals, and you just going. They have what these rigs called walkers now. They drill, and they get through drilling, and instead of breaking it all down and 21 trucks moving it over, they just kind of inches over to the next location, which saves a tremendous amount of money and time, and then they start the next one. And they start the next one, and that's why you'll see a lot of these surface production facilities out in the Permian, whether it's Midland, Delaware, South Delaware, Alpine, that'll have 10, 15 pump jacks on it and 200,000 barrels of storage capacity on it, because all those wells feed into one tank battery, which reduces the cost. It has truly moved to a manufacturing type process.
So from what you can tell me, what are some of the company's growth drivers moving forward?
I think we're a real estate play, because we're paying $200 an acre. Just 7 miles off our lease line, Occidental Petroleum paid $1,500 an acre. And we'll pay $200 forever. They paid $1,500 for 3 years. All right, so that's one thing. It's a real estate play. As we go out and continue to develop the low-hanging fruit, get some others, drill some St. Andrews, some deeper wells, and prove it's there, we could go to 1,000, 2,000, 10,000, 20,000 an acre. All of a sudden, we're the significant value being driven to the company just for the fact of the option that we hold. The second thing is now we're producing, and we're producing more, and we're reworking these wells and drilling new wells and trying different techniques. And then the reserves that go with each well. So now you've got the well that's producing on the land value that's going up, and the reserves have more value. And every time you drill a new well and you put it into production and you have reserves, well, now we have 4 PUDs.
And where can my audience go and find more information about Amazing Energy?
www.amazingenergy.com.
My name is Robert Kraft, and I'm coming to you live on SNNLive, and we're here at the LD Micro Invitational 2018 in Bel Air, California. With me again is Will McAndrew from Amazing Energy Oil and Gas Company, publicly traded company, symbol AMAZ. Will, always a pleasure.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.